Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to Sandy's Library. I'm Sandy, and this is where I used to write romance novels and novellas, but these days I mostly read tarot cards with my spirit guides. I'm going to ask you to check the description for more information on why that is. Trust me, we'll both be better off for it if you do. Also, I have dogs, little mini Dachshunds, and they can be prone to barking. So if they start a bark fest, we'll try to deal with that during the editing, but I just don't want you guys to be surprised. But the purpose of this video is to read some tarot cards with my spirit guides. Excuse me. My readings are channeled messages for twin flames in separation. We make contact with one divine pair who is basically representative of a group of like-minded souls with similar stories here in the 3D. So, you know, if some things match and other things don't, you know, don't take it too seriously. Just take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, I want to mention that when I say divine masculine and divine feminine, it has nothing to do with gender or male and female. I personally am a divine feminine. So that's why I use the pronouns that I do. But don't get caught up in them anyway, is all I basically want to say. My guides and I have pre-drawn some energies here. And let me just say that basically the reason for the pre-draw has more to do with my cognitive issues, which you would better understand if you've read the description, but it is what it is. We have drawn some cards for the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and one from spirit to kick things off for us. We are going to supplement these with randomly drawn cards from our in-house oracle decks. Our oracle decks were created in conjunction with Sarah's Tarot. She did the concept, layout, and design of these cards, and we just love them. That said, myself and my guides are responsible for the messages that are inside them. There is more information in the description, including purchase links and flip-through links. That was a tongue twister. Remember those like-minded souls that I mentioned? Let's play a game. Since we tap into a group of them, let's try to tap into that group with a little bit of accuracy and precision. Let's see if we can find out who we're talking to. So I've got Scrabble letters in here, and I have drawn a couple of letters, and if either of these, you know, or your initial, your divine counterpart's initial, could be a geographic location as well. Something important to you all. We have an H and a Y. So, you know, if you can relate to the H or the Y, this might be a special message for you. Doesn't have to be. It's just a fun little thing to get things started. Okay, so let's see what Spirit wants us to know off the bat about the energy of this reading. The path you're on is divinely ordained. Yeah, I think sometimes we might tend to forget that. I know I do, because I like to think about changing things around. But anyways, we're going to set the divine feminine aside for a bit. And we're going to take a look at the Divine Masculine. We have the King of Cups, the Strength card, and the Five of Wands. Okay. I gotta get a sip of water, guys. And again, if you read the description, you'll understand why I drink so much water during the readings. But okay, so my guides are telling me astrological energies of Libra, Aquarius, and Sagittarius. I'm tuning into a Divine Masculine who is very well liked by those around him. He may not be as wealthy as the King of Pentacles, but the King of Cups will always make up for that with his intimacy and emotional worth. So I don't feel like this is a guy who's ever going to be poor. He cares way too much about his own comfort as well as the comfort of those around him. So I feel like he's always going to provide what's needed. Yeah. But he's telling me that he needs a ton of strength because he has no self-control when it comes to you, Divine Feminine. He says that he feels the pull towards you. He may not understand it here in the 3D, but he feels it. But he says he saw it too late. You know, he says he saw it too late. There's so much conflict going on here. So much conflict. He says he's at a disadvantage. He had no choice but to let his Divine Feminine go. But he wants to make it clear. He's telling me he had no choice. None at all. He said the option to even present an offer to her, he says he's not in a position to be able to do that. And I don't feel like it has anything to do with him either. Divine Masculine, if you could talk to the Divine Feminine here in the 3D, what would you want to say to her? Since you obviously feel like you have no choice even to speak to her, that's what I'm getting. He doesn't feel like he even has a right to speak with her. But I know he wants to because he says he has no self-control when it comes to her. He says he has none. 0. So, let's see. If you could talk to her here in the 3D, what would you say? I can't bear the thought of someone else touching you. Is that why you say you don't have a choice? Because you let her go. He says, I want to desperately be able to go back to when there was only love. I mean, I feel like, yeah, I feel like the divine feminine is no longer available based on what the divine masculine is telling us. She's no longer available. And now we really start to understand this energy that Spirit opened up with. The path you're on is divinely ordained. So, the divine masculine may not like the path that he's on, but he's on it for a reason. And he just needs to let the universe do its thing, because let's all be real, it's going to anyway. He said, I never would have left you if I didn't have to. Okay, so the picture is starting to become clearer. He never would have left her if he didn't have to. And he wants to desperately be able to go back to when there was only love. And he can't bear the thought of someone else touching his divine feminine. The only thing missing in my life is you. Well, I mean, it's pretty clear where our divine masculine is. You know, he's a great guy, and everybody loves him. But doesn't really matter. And the reason is because he just wants the divine feminine, and he can't have her. He sees this like an army to get through to her. And he knows he doesn't have the right to challenge this army. That's what I get. He knows he doesn't have a right to challenge this army. So, let's see what the divine feminine has to say before we really start supposing here. One of my issues, guys, I stumble over words and the wrong words fall out of my mouth. But I can usually correct that, so far so good. We have the Two of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. My guides are giving me the energies of Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And my goodness, yes, there is, there's a lot of emotion in these cards. And over here in the Divine Masculine's cards, there's so much emotion and passion going on, and then all of these cups over here. I'm really not surprised to see this one pop out. The Two of Cups. Oh, shoot. I'm not surprised at all. Because, you know, sorry guys. This is where I have a little trouble sometimes getting a word to come out. But I'm going to get it there. Divine Partnership card. There we go. Sorry guys. That's going to sometimes happen. And, you know, Sammy's crew could cut that out. But I think we're going to let them leave it in so you guys know and understand that, just because I am able to sit here and read the cards, sometimes my brain and its failings don't allow me to get out what spirit and my guides are trying to tell me. But anyway, back to this. This is the Divine Partnership card. So I'm really not surprised to see that pop out there. What with all this emotion and stuff going on. Yeah, the Divine Feminine, she's very well aware of it too. Even so, though, here we are. Here we are in this Eight of Cups energy. My guides, they like to call this the card of abandonment. And you might not think so with all those cups around. But take a closer look at that picture. See how she's got her broom in her hand? And her bag is packed. And she and her faithful kitty are moving on. And I'm getting the feeling that, excuse me, get a drink of water. But I'm getting that these storm clouds back here, they make me feel like she's a little stressed about this move that she's making. Because she has stacked up her cups back here. And these cups, they represent her feelings for the Divine Masculine. And she's left them neatly stacked on the table. And she's walking away from them. And one of them even still has some active emotion emanating from it. Doesn't matter. She's leaving it and all the others behind. Yep. The Divine Feminine is telling me that she was forced to walk away. She says, and she's being very adamant here now, she says she begs no one for a sprinkle of attention here and there. Not even her Divine Masculine. Especially not her Divine Masculine. So she moved on. And she cannot look back now. She can't. She says she's with a soulmate now. She is. She's with a soulmate now. And she knows exactly who her Divine Masculine is. She knows exactly who he is. She knows she could go and get him right now if she wanted to. That's what she's saying. And the Divine Masculine is not disputing that either. He's not disputing that at all. But she says, she's telling me that her soulmate has been there for her this entire time that the Divine Masculine hasn't. And I feel like, they've got a family. She's not really talking much about her soulmate and what she's got going over there, beyond the fact that she doesn't want to muck it up now. Yeah, that's all she wants to tell me. But I feel like she's probably got a family, because he views what's between him and her as an army. So I feel like she's got a family, because he says he doesn't have a right to challenge this particular army. So she is telling me that she wishes the Divine Masculine well, and she hopes that he manages to find some peace while they play out this earthly exercise apart. Yep, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that, I'm pretty sure it's a family, but she's not willing to discuss the soulmate beyond telling us that she is with one. And she said she didn't want to muck it up, and so she's not going anywhere. She's not talking to the divine masculine because she knows who he is. She knows that the pull will be too great. And you know what else she knows? She knows the path you're on is divinely ordained. She knows that. And she knows that following through in this lifetime is going to help them in the next. But she says there is no looking back. Okay. I get the feeling she's serious about no looking back. But you know what else I get? I get her feelings for her divine masculine. She's very well aware. She knows it. But even so, there's no looking back. So, what do we got here? Yeah. I have a fierce battle between love and hate that's raging inside of me. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Because it all has to do with the past. And she's saying no looking back, but she feels okay. She said that in order to do this right here, to walk away from the divine masculine and the feelings that she has for him. Because remember, we're always tied together in the 5D. Even though we may be separated here in the 3D, we are always tied together in the 5D. But she knew that she had a plan, and if this didn't work out, because there's always the chance that somebody is going to muck that union up when you first get together, because that's just the way it is. Because here in 3D, you know what we have? We have two things that we don't have in the spirit world. We have ego and we have free will. Yep, that's right. We have ego and free will here in the 3D that we don't have in the 5D. And, you know, that allows us to do some pretty stupid things. But, let's see. She says, I convinced myself a long time ago that whatever existed between us was over and done. I mean, we'll get one more out of this deck from her, but I just get the feeling that for her it's done. She says, I'm so scared that you're going to appear from out of nowhere. So, divine masculine, you know, I'm really sorry to say, it doesn't really look like she's really interested in union with you in this lifetime anyway. You know, yeah, she knows who you are, but let's see. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the divine masculine, divine feminine? Yeah, maybe not. Let's try this one more time. Anything you'd like to say to them in the 3D? since you say you're not going to talk to him in the 3D. Any parting messages, maybe? Anything? She says, I was looking forward to growing old with you. You know what? I'm gonna let these go because she just doesn't really want to get down into the energy that's inside if I had married you, because she's on a different path. She realizes the path she's on is divinely ordained, and she doesn't want to get caught up in the energy that's in this book, if I had married you, because she can't go there. She is somewhere else. She's doing her thing somewhere else. But I still I want to see them talk to one another. Let's see if they will. You know, this deck was designed to let a divine masculine and a divine feminine. Shoot, I'm not good at shuffling today. Oh, goodness. Okay. But yeah, it's just some, you know, I got these issues, y'all. Sorry. It is what it is. But the deck was designed to allow the divine masculine and divine feminine to speak to one another. But they're not always willing. But we will see. When I say they're not always willing, it's when their answers don't make sense. Okay, we always let the divine masculine go first. He says, I feel your energy all around me. Okay, divine feminine. She says, I want what could have been. She's sticking to her guns. Let's see. Now let's get one from divine masculine. I strive to be a better person because of you, he says. Now, she wanted this one pulled out so badly. She says, I know I give you mixed messages, and I'm sorry. And yeah, I get that, because, you know, that pull is something else. And so, you know, you can't help but feel it. Let's see. He says, I'm mad at myself for treating you the way I did. Let's see. One more from divine feminine. I'll forever be haunted by what could have been. Well, you guys, I don't think that, you know, I think this story has run its course here with these two. You know, he wishes he could go back and fix what he did wrong, because he knows that's the only way he's ever going to have his divine feminine, because she moved on. She moved on without him. You know, that shit'll happen. Yes, it will. Let's see if we can get a parting message from Spirit. And then we might, we're going to wrap up with a little game. Just like we started, we pull some letters out to see if we could figure out who we were talking to. We're going to wrap up with a little game to see if we could find out if there will be contact between these two in next year. Yeah, my shuffling is way off. I'm having a pretty bad day today, guys. So please forgive me. Yeah. But first, we're going to get a parting message from Spirit. What you say, Willowbeth? To love someone unconditionally requires vulnerability. It's very true. And the best thing that you can do for your Divine Feminine right now, Divine Masculine, is just send her positive energy and unconditional love, because it's your fault. Okay, what you have experienced and what you need to experience are oftentimes two very different things. Yeah. Yeah. Spirit said, that's enough. They said, you can keep drawing cards all day long, but the energy here ain't gonna change. No, it's not. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna wrap up with a little game. And I have 13 little charms here. 13. I have one for every month of the year. And then I have one, well, I'll bet you can guess what that's for, since we're trying to find out if there's going to be contact within the next year. So anyways, here's my little charm key of the months that I've assigned to all the charms, because I can't remember them. So I'm gonna reach in here in a second, and I'm gonna pull one out, and we're gonna see if there might be, oh, all right, contact for these two. So I pulled the little llama. He doesn't want to show himself. Show yourself, dude. All right, the little llama. The little llama is for January. So, looks like you two might actually be talking to one another very soon, because January is not that far away. Okay, so I guess that about covers it, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thanks for taking the time to view it. Be sure to drop back in tomorrow, because we do upload a brand new reading every day. Wishing you love, peace, and happiness. Later, Gators.